It's a PowerPoint presentation.
Karaoke. You can do karaoke now.
It's karaoke? Where's the music?
I'll see.
No, don't. Okay. The things that fathers do that get conned into by their daughters. Strange. Two things I want to do first up. Firstly, I'm Sarah Jane's father, so I've got bragging rights for tonight over anybody else. Okay? Cool. Secondly, as far as I'm concerned, you're all here because of Sarah Jane. It's her fault you're out on this cold, winter, rotten Canberra freezing night. It's got nothing to do with me, and it's got nothing to do with the brilliance of my speech. Okay? Good. Now we've got that sorted. Well then, so who is this Sarah Jane Hanley Nee Owens that we're celebrating tonight? Well then, she's a daughter to Marilyn and I, but also to Ted and Cheryl, to Terry and to Sandra. She's a sister, not only to Andrew and the Mel and to Anthony, but to Sarah, to Meredith and to Olivia. She's a niece, at least 6 times over. She's an aunt to countless nephews and nieces, many of whom are here tonight. She's a wife to a footy-playing electrician or an electrifying footy player. I could never get that one quite sorted in my head. And most importantly, she is mother to 3 of the most unbelievably handsome young men who are all going to be taller than their dad. Yeah. But Sarah would be none of these marvellous things if she was not a woman. And as a woman, she is... Oh, it's gone blank. How do you do that?
Time's up.
Timed out. Okay. Sarah Jane would be none of these marvellous things if she was not a woman, and she is a woman of outstanding stature, a woman of outstanding beauty, wonderful resilience, unforgiving tenacity, marvellous perspicacity. See, I told you I had bragging rights.
It's a big word, though.
Big word?
Yeah.
Perspicacity?
Is it Greek?
Okay. No, it's not Greek, but don't ask me to spell it, but I looked it up somewhere and it just sounded really cool. Yeah. So, I'm pretty sure that you're all here tonight because, as Mel has said, you know something of Sarah Jane's harrowing journey over the last 12 months. So I think there's no need for me to add anything that Mel has said. All I would like to do tonight, then, is to express to you all my simple thanks for the kindness that you've shown to Sarah Jane. There are, however, so many of you to rightfully thank tonight, so that if I miss someone out or fail to acknowledge someone, I must needs apologise in advance. Mao Zedong once said of the Long March that each individual step along that march was of necessary intrinsic importance. What I would like to say tonight is that on Sarah Jane's road to recovery, each individual act of kindness made along that road has been an act of intrinsic importance to that recovery. So please, even if I fail to mention you or overlook your contribution tonight, I want you to know that your individual acts of kindness have long been remembered. To those of you who day after day after day for 4 months kept a loving vigil by Sarah Jane's bedside in St George's ICU, Ted and Cheryl, Marilyn and Terry, Sandra and Mal, you have a dad's eternal gratitude. To those of you who visited her brothers from Canberra, her sisters from here, words will never be sufficient to say thank you. To those other lovely members of our extended family who travelled up to Sydney to be with her, and to Sarah Jane's many wonderful friends who made a point of visiting when and if they could, a simple father's heartfelt thanks. But her most precious visits were those by her 4 boys. Each time they came into the room, you knew her heart was beating stronger. I would also like to let you know that I wrote to the CEO of St George Hospital and the Director of ICU, expressing the family's appreciation for the excellent care and nursing Sarah Jane received whilst under their care, and asked them both to take that expression of the family's appreciation and pass it on to all concerned with Sarah Jane's care and recovery, from the doctors down to the cleaning staff, a gesture much appreciated by both of them. A public proper thanks goes to Mel, Sarah Jane's close friend. It was her initiative that gave so many of you here tonight the opportunity to help in so many tangible ways, particularly through your wonderful financial support. And thanks to Carla for your friendship and support. Sandra and I will never forget your fundraising stall at Jamison, despite the bloody weather. Then there are the beautiful friends who so gladly gave of their time to redecorate Sandra's bedroom, Sarah's bedroom for her, the great mates who renovated their ensuite, which was a lovely surprise to Sarah, to Cheryl for her unseen, though certainly not unnoticed, comforting mother's touch around their home in so many ways, to the wonderful friends who helped with some of the domestic and cleaning chores around the home, with a house full of boys, most of you know what I mean there, and to the best neighbours anyone could have, who cooked some great meals for Rob and the boys while Sarah Jane was in hospital. To Sarah's work colleagues, a veridical expression of deep appreciation, both for your personal caring, your visits to the hospital and to Sarah Jane at home, and for your special friendship and caring support. I also need to thank you for your professional support in ensuring that Sarah's long illness did not disadvantage her in the work environment. I want to offer a very special thanks to Ted, although he's not even here, it's a disappointment. But Ted, during these very trying times, has been at Sarah Jane's beck and call with a brilliant and selfish equanimity. Her personal chauffeur, nonetheless. Not bad for a bloke to have as a father-in-law, really, but one needs to be somewhat wary of his fishing stories. Now, that just leaves me really one other person who needs to be thanked. Adversity is so often the strongest test of a person's love and commitment. And for you, Rob, that's a test you've passed with flying colours. Your unstinting love has been and still is Sarah Jane's power of strength. There are those of us who think that but for your love and support, Sarah Jane might not have done so well on this journey. I reckon he's not a bad bloke to have as a son-in-law, but like his dad, you need to be wary of the fishing stories. Thank you.
That was great as well. I took my hat off.